Who says a house has to look like a house? Today, we're checking out homes that are so wildly designed, your jaw will drop before you even get to the front door. You've been warned. If I told you the architect was inspired by an excavator bucket when designing this villa, would you believe me? Its unusual shape isn't just for drama, it subtly hides the pool from jealous neighbors. Only you are allowed to admire it through the panoramic living room window, during those rare moments when you're not relaxing in the comfort of the bedroom. Comfort and cold concrete walls. How does that even work? Next up, we have Ławka i Siławka, or the house with the long hat, as the locals call it. Its 26-meter cantilever reimagines the traditional Polish house with a gabled roof. Thanks to the fully glazed living room with a kitchen, it feels as if this volume is floating in the air above the white terrace, which spans 100 square meters. In this hat are 4 bedrooms with lake views and 2 bathrooms. No lake view there, but instead, a sailing ship pattern on the lake. A 100% compensation, so to speak. This house can shed its wooden skin, revealing a full glass facade underneath. Well, technically, the outer shell slides along rails built into the concrete. To fully open, it takes just 6 minutes. In winter, that structure keeps the heat inside. In spring, it turns the house into a greenhouse. Genius, I know. At first glance, this looks like a ski jump, but it's not. It's a house where each wing is responsible for a different aspect of existence. In the left wing, you exercise your mind with deep conversations in the dining area. Below is where you work on your body. There's a gym, a sauna, even a cave-style bath for a full system reboot. The right side is for the spirit. Meditate in the living room by the fireplace and reconnect with yourself and the landscape beyond the panoramic window. All 3 aspects come together around the massive chimney, where you can finally crack open a beer. This house is called the Apple Cabin, and just like this apple, every blogger wants it. The reason is simple: the panoramic window lighting, better than any ring light. Although price-wise, the house is closer to this apple. Think about it: 2 modern rooms, a separate bathroom and kitchen, even climate control operated through a touchscreen panel. All of that for $28,000. Seriously? What kind of heavenly tree did that price fall from? This is the story of how a young physicist, Kaspar Scholz, taught himself architecture to build a perfect garden house for his mother. That's why it's called Cabin Anna. The structure is made of layered wood and glass shells that slide apart manually, leaving you sleeping under the open sky. And right there in the bedroom, beneath a hatch, lies, not a Ninja Turtle, a bathtub, so you can soak in rays of sunlight. A mother's love truly does work miracles. I guarantee you've never seen a pine cone like this before. It grows to a height of 5 meters and packs in a surprising number of comforts. First, notice how much wood is used. Even the shower tray is wooden. Then there's the bed that literally unfolds from the ceiling, which is honestly next level stuff. In 30 years, the structure will be dismantled to let the tree continue growing. So, if Norway is on your list, don't delay. Whether Noah's Ark really existed is up for debate, but Konecki's Ark has a real address in Poland. This 138 square meter home sits at an angle on a specially inverted roof that protects the living area from flooding and landslides, which are common in the Polish mountains. The same mission is handled by 10-meter window shutters and a drawbridge instead of stairs. It's basically a medieval fortress. Even animals use this tilted house as shelter. It is an ark, after all. A Coda home is one of those rare boxes that you're not embarrassed to say you live in, because it's made of concrete and wood, and it has 50 square meters of space. Like a genie, it's prepared to grant you 3 wishes and become a full 2-story house, a sauna with a jacuzzi, or even a pontoon. Yeah, apparently someone needs that. Modules can even be combined to form an entire hotel complex, and installation takes just 1 day. Hey baby, are you a flower? Because I brought you a greenhouse house. The design is absolutely as eco-friendly as possible. See that striped pattern on the walls? That's rammed earth technology. First, they build the wooden formwork. Then they layer in a mixture of sand, gravel, and soil, compacting it thoroughly each time. Layer by layer, the wall rises like a castle in Minecraft. Nature would definitely leave this place a 5-star review on Airbnb. House Zero by Icon is called the patient zero of a new construction era because it was printed by a giant 3D printer. To build it, a concrete mixture that looks suspiciously like toothpaste was layered for 10 days straight, forming walls stronger than traditional blocks. Honestly, when you create something like that, hiding it under plaster feels wrong, so the interior walls were left with their ribbed texture, which happens to pair beautifully with natural cedar. Would you live in one of these? Let us know in the comments. Picture an ordinary 12-meter T-Rex. Now give it wheels so it can outrun a meteor. And add 3 bedrooms. One of them is clever. The bed lifts into the ceiling, the desk slides out, and just like that, the bedroom turns into a home office. At the entrance, there's a spacious living room with a kitchen and dining area right next to it. There's also a full bathroom, and most importantly, the entire interior is fully heated. You know, just in case the Ice Age makes a comeback. I'd be nervous taking this floating villa out to sea. Mermaids might try to seize the property. Picture 400 square meters of fully furnished space standing in the middle of the ocean on 12-meter retractable piles. It's completely independent from outside utilities. The roof carries 119 solar panels, and rainwater collection keeps everything flowing. Inside, there are 4 bedrooms with bathrooms, a living room, and a retractable terrace that can accommodate up to 55 guests. And most importantly, a kitchen with a fully stocked wine fridge. Is that not happiness? When someone says Scandinavian home, you might picture a brutal Viking bunker, but this one is far more refined. At its heart is an inner courtyard embraced by the house on 3 sides. It's best admired from the massive open-plan kitchen and living area. There's also a tea room, complete with a gong for the full atmosphere. Not warm enough? Just step through the door. The sauna is waiting. Parents will appreciate that the children's bedrooms are tucked away in the opposite wing from the master retreat. Honestly, that layout alone deserves a like, don't you think? This guest house in the Italian Alps wasn't designed as traditional architecture, but as an organic sculpture that blends into the landscape. There isn't a single sharp corner, just smooth lines and a 20-meter glass facade that lets the mountains practically walk inside. The interior keeps it minimal. Concrete, oak, and lotten create a warm, tactile atmosphere. The kitchen is compressed into one compact module with only the essentials, because when the view is the main course, you don't need a complicated menu. Afraid of sharp turns? Relax. In this house, you can only walk in a straight line. It runs on a 4-step rule. One moment you're in the office, the next you're in the living room, flopped on the couch. You can even hang around a little longer in the bedroom because the bed folds into the wall, freeing up space for a workout or for lazing about on the floor while blasting Nickelback. The module can be installed anywhere, so go ahead, take your morning shower with a forest view and sip coffee on a terrace overlooking the mountains. No limits! By the looks of this house's foundation, it feels like a strong sigh could knock it over. But the manufacturers insist that these 8-meter supports can withstand hurricanes. You can even watch the installation process and see for yourself. Inside its 40 square meters, there are 6 sleeping spots, 2 of them upstairs. There's a kitchen and a bathroom, a tiny outpost of civilization in the middle of the forest. No Wi-Fi, but the nature documentary going on outside the panoramic windows makes up for it. Publishers in Los Angeles call this house a modern James Bond lair. It sits in the Santa Monica Mountains, providing full views of the access roads, the ocean, and the hills beyond. The mix of cold concrete, dark steel, and glass feels expensive yet restrained. Very 007. The home consists of 2 main blocks connected by a glass corridor, one for the living and dining areas, the other for the master bedroom. Of course, it includes the ultimate cinematic luxury, an infinity pool where the hero can stare thoughtfully into the sunset. If you never managed to buy Maze Bank Tower in GTA 5, you can close that chapter and grab DQ Tower in real life. At 8.6 meters tall, it's not the tallest building in the city, but it might be the tiny house with the highest ceilings. It's perfect for a family of 3. The second floor has a bathroom and a bedroom for the child. The third floor, another bathroom and bedroom for the parents. On the first floor, there's a kitchen where you can cook something straight off the Burger Shot menu. Because, why not? And now, let's take a look at this modest fisherman's house by the river. At the entrance, there's a kitchen living room with a clean, minimalist design. You'd think that means a tight budget. Apparently not tight enough to stop the owner from building a private spa with a swimming pool. In the distance, there's a small jacuzzi for 2. And further on, a sauna. I mean, you have to stay warm in winter, right? The rest of the rooms are completely ordinary. 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Nothing to see there. I'm just gonna go cry quietly in the corner. Want to own property anywhere in the world? Then you need a trailer house. This isn't a cramped movie trailer where everyone has to sit on top of each other. Here, 4 people can comfortably stretch out on the sofa and bed, and in the evening, they can do this and admire the starry sky. During your travels, you'll also have a private bathroom at your fingertips. A water tank and batteries provide luxury-like conditions, while the terrace and barbecue grill guarantee a good time. Kids, which shape goes into this shape sorter? That's right, the V6 triangular house. Whether glamping, camping, or resort living, this module works for all of it. At 4 meters wide and 5.2 meters high, it's easy to transport, especially if you happen to be a truck driver with a crane. Its aluminum frame promises at least 50 years of reliable partnership, and the futuristic smart design earns serious respect from extraterrestrials. Like Bitcoin, one side of this house suddenly dropped. At least it was intentional. It cuts into the mountainside, following the lines of the ridges, while the opposite side cantilevers dramatically over the cliff. The result is a C shape that wraps around an inner courtyard. The exterior is clad in copper sheets that blend into the dark tones of rock and dry grass over time. Inside, however, it's all light and warmth, thanks to panoramic windows and an open-plan layout. This family built their house in just 6 months. Not with magic, but with expanded polystyrene blocks. They stacked them like Lego pieces and then poured concrete over everything. Yup, it's really that simple. The first floor ended up so tall, it could easily contain your boss's self-esteem. All 6 meters of it. There's an open living room with a kitchen, and under the stairs, the parents' bedroom. the kids were relocated to the attic under the noble excuse of personal space. In total, they created 158 square meters of pure comfort. If the zombie apocalypse ever pops off, head straight to the heart of the Daintree Rainforest in Australia, because that's where this villa is, totally independent from the outside world. Thank you, solar panels and rainwater filtration systems. 6 branches arranged in a circle serve as bedrooms with private bathrooms. They connect to a spacious living area that opens up to the pool. The kitchen is also big enough to host a wedding. And with water surrounding the entire property, even zombies can't crash the party. You thought the Teletubbies were the only ones who lived in dome homes? Think again. This dome is 6 meters high and features a large skylight at the top, allowing sunlight to spill gently across the wooden walls. The house was designed for a retired couple, so all the essentials, the bedroom, dining area, and bathroom, are conveniently located on the ground level. The open second floor is reserved for guests. Just not those guests. It's never too late to change careers, says a Boeing 737 that now works as a villa in Bali. To place it on a 150-meter cliff required cranes, and probably a few prayers, all for the sake of some romantic dances on the wing terrace. This is the only place where you can legally shower in the cockpit or swim in an infinity pool suspended over a cliff. And you won't get a stiff airplane neck when you sleep. Price per night? $5,000. This floating house lets you watch a live-action version of SpongeBob right outside your window, because its lower deck is actually underwater. In total, it offers 158 square meters spread across 3 levels. Up top, there's a massive jacuzzi, presumably for tossing in freshly caught fish. The second floor features a spacious deck that leads into the living room. No living room kitchen, you might ask? Nope, the kitchen is hiding behind closed doors like that was the plan all along. Which it was. You have 5 seconds to leave a comment about what this mushroom and this house have in common. The answer? They're both called enoki. The concrete version features staggered living platforms that blend so naturally into the slope, it's like they sprouted from the earth. Despite all the glass, the layout keeps private areas like bedrooms hidden from view. Meanwhile, the living room and inner courtyard with a pool open generously to nature. Take a deep breath, because we're at the top of the Carpathian Mountains, inside a Gogodza house. Don't wander too far. Right at the entrance, there's a giant hot tub, and I strongly recommend getting in. Hungry? Head to the kitchen. It's decorated with unique local ceramics that are worth seeing up close. And now, I'd love to collapse in the bedroom, but with a view like that, sleep isn't happening. So let's move to the living room instead. You get comfortable on the couch and subscribe to the channel while I light the fireplace. I said subscribe! For those who felt a little cramped in that last home, here's its neighbor. This one is for fans of sharp angles. There's another enormous hot tub that could compete with Japanese onsen. Plus an enclosed bathtub right inside the bedroom in case a draft attacks your head at night. But the real highlight is the terrace. From here, you're looking at the mountains from 1,000 meters above sea level. At night, when the facade is illuminated, it leaves you with just one feeling: awe. The stylish facade of this 550 square meter house is practically screaming designer suits required for entry. What's interesting is that the first floor, which takes up most of the area, blends modestly into the landscape and pretends it isn't there. Meanwhile, the concrete head of a second floor grabs all the attention, even though it contains just a single bedroom and bathroom. Ah, the mysteries of architecture. three-dimensional pyramids don't impress anyone anymore. So, a Greek architect created a flat one. Its sharp angles slice through mountain winds like samurai swords. The northern side is fully glazed, allowing residents to admire the Olive Garden and mountain directly from the living room kitchen. Apparently, it makes you want to wash the dishes. The southern side is completely closed off, so no one sees you drooling in your sleep or soaking in the tub. From there, you can access a beautiful inner courtyard. Gravity seems unfamiliar with this giant cantilever because it literally hangs over a cliff. But any concern about its stability disappears the moment you step onto the glass terrace overlooking the ocean. With 280 square meters of space, this home is designed for escaping deadlines. The panoramic windows make everything feel exposed, but try finding someone among the 3 bedrooms and bathrooms. If anyone asks, you were in the living room, or the kitchen, or somewhere in between. It is open space after all. Exact locations are optional. This house has seen something most of us never will. Brad Pitt in real life. He stayed here while filming Heart of the Beast. Perched on cliffs miles from civilization, it's the perfect hideout from bloodthirsty paparazzi. Inside, you'll find 4 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms, because multitasking hygiene is essential. The pool and jacuzzi are hidden indoors. There's even a pantry for the butler, all within 600 square meters of pure luxury. Architects in Thailand are inviting guests to live inside a snakehead fish, the inspiration behind their PLA2 floating villa. The male is usually smaller and brighter, the female larger and darker, which is reflected in the wood tones. The metal elements on the facade imitate open gills, but I wouldn't test whether they can breathe underwater. Just take a look inside. The interior looks like the belly of a giant fish, the kind that happens to contain 2 bedrooms and a Marshall speaker in the kitchen. This house resembles a giant pencil case, and it too can fit an unbelievable amount inside. For starters, a double bed. And wait, is that a full kitchen? Every millimeter of its 37 square meters has been so carefully planned that a family of 4 might feel like royalty. Anyone who's seen the Monster Building knows how intense Hong Kong's housing situation can be. So, someone came up with the Opod 1. Designed by what can only be described as a Tetris mastermind, it fits 3 living zones into a concrete pipe just 2.5 meters wide. The unit is transportable and stackable, opening the door for modular micro-communities. Oh, perfect timing! My autonomous House.me is just getting dropped off. Inside the 37 square meters are 24 intelligent systems. At first, it feels almost empty, but that white cabinet on the left is hiding some shelves and, surprise, a kitchen. There's even a projector concealed in the ceiling, so you can turn the place into a home theater. House.me is fully autonomous and built to withstand natural disasters. So for a family with a rebellious child, it's perfect. In 2018, Emily and Seth Briddy invested all their savings into 3 shipping containers and turned them into a home. 2 containers form the ground floor, creating an open living space with a kitchen, dining area, TV zone, and a primary bedroom. Outside, a spacious patio with a gas fireplace extends the house, complete with a hot tub for 7. The 3rd container sits above, holding 2 additional bedrooms that can be reached via spiral staircase. Panoramic windows and glass garage doors open onto an upper patio. Not bad for steel boxes that used to transport bananas. Norden Glamping in Thailand looks a bit like the entrance to the Louvre, except the masterpieces here are spatial design. Inside, you'll find 2 double beds, a cozy living area with beanbags, and, most impressively, 3 separate bathtubs strategically positioned to frame the landscape. Proof that great architecture can rival any museum exhibit. The micro house is perfect for independent 30-year-olds who aren't quite ready to move too far from mom. With just 11 square meters, you can literally place it under her window. The system manages safety, emergency use, and air quality, leaving you free to focus on your independence. It arrives fully equipped with furniture, appliances, forks, spoons, and possibly a bottle or two, pending maternal approval. All you have to do is plug it in. Some genius took the roof off a shed and called it a house. And honestly, who are we to argue? The A-frame cabin measures 4 by 5.5 meters and is transported as a single module for quick installation. Its wooden facade is treated with fire, so your bed stays dry even during heavy rain. A large window faces the table, the patio doors swing wide open, and there's LED lighting running along the ceiling. So much that it may just blind you. The only thing missing is $60,000. And you. Nordic Barnhouse Project has 350,000 Instagram followers, and it's not hard to see why. This place takes the classic Scandinavian longhouse and slices it open with a glass greenhouse right through the center. Architect Bruno Jacobsen lives in the larger barn, with private bedrooms on one side and a huge studio on the other, all wrapped in moody black tones and warm wood. The second barn is just a garage for his Porsche, though honestly, the conditions there are better than most homes. This trailer looks completely normal from the outside, until it unfolds into a full-blown party hall that can accommodate your entire contact list. A blue LED ceiling, flat screen, air conditioning, and a dance floor, all hidden inside something you could park next to a gas pump. Time to become Alice in the Looking Glass. Lodge. Located in a private Sequoia forest, it features an open layout with glass walls. Not exactly Wonderland, but definitely relaxation land. There's a king-size bed and a bathtub you can discreetly hide behind a curtain. But the most interesting feature is the suspended black fireplace. Its whimsical shape feels like something straight out of the Mad Hatter's imagination, creating warmth and a touch of mythical ambiance. It all kind of makes moving to the forest not seem so crazy anymore. This house was built in just 7 months, strategically positioned so that the forest trees don't block the sun from warming the facades. 115 square meters is thoughtfully designed, much like the plot of Breaking Bad. To the right of the vestibule are 3 bedrooms. A compact bathroom with 2 sinks separates them from the living area to the left. Here, there is a spacious living room and a semi-open kitchen. On the other side, there's a garage and a laundry room. But who needs a laundry room? The garden is the real star here. Breakfast in the gazebo with this view might just be the best way to start your day. And here we have the luxurious floating villa Lily Pad at Palm Beach. It's surrounded by a large terrace featuring an open-air shower. After all, where else would you refresh yourself after the sauna? For the shy, there's a private bathroom inside. The villa itself is divided into 2 levels. Upstairs, you sleep. Downstairs, you have fun, preferably near a cellar with 40 bottles of wine. They won't break even in heavy waves, as this villa is more stable than your Wi-Fi during an important Zoom call. If you see a house filled with white couches, you can assume it's expensive. This one is $16.5 million. Its facade draws inspiration from hypercars like the Mercedes-AMG 1. Pure glass, curves, and motion. Everything screams high-speed luxury. The 650 square meters of space is dramatically arranged. A 4-meter cantilever hovers over the entrance, concealing 4 bedrooms with ensuite bathrooms and access to the pool. On the lower level, a marble dining area flows into a living room that stretches toward the horizon. And for the finishing touch, a private movie theater in the basement. The soundtrack to your beautiful life plays in your imagination. Czech architects combined a bridge with a house and decided to call it Villa Sidonius. It stands on concrete columns above a slope, positioned to capture sunlight from the south and views from the north. The structure is built around a prefabricated steel frame, which supposedly reduces thermal mass, or maybe just motivates the heat pumps to work harder. You can enter the villa with a pole vault, or by taking the elevator built into the reinforced concrete base. Those same walls also form the swimming pool. If babies born in 2025 are called Gen Beta, then the Hutjet T3, also born in 2025, is clearly Gen Best. We're talking about 122 square meters of fully furnished space. There's a spacious studio with a kitchen where functionality and design are on a first-name basis. The bathroom even includes a sauna, so you can sweat in style. And that children's room? Honestly, I'd live there myself. Pretty awesome, right? All you need to know about this house is that it sits on a 600-meter hill, and the only way to reach it is on foot. Your reward for the climb is a breathtaking view of the White Sea and a hearty meal, which you'll be cooking yourself in the mini kitchen. The interior is minimalist, but can accommodate up to 8 people. There's only one shower, so yes, there will be a line. One wood-burning stove too, but it's powerful. It's the perfect tourist hideaway. I'm sure you've heard Tokyo Drift by Teriyaki Boys. I wonder if you know how they live in Tokyo. If you've seen it, then you mean it, then you know you have to go. One of its members, Nigo, is the creative force behind this not a hotel villa. And yes, he's responsible for placing a massive KAWS sculpture right on the cliff. The home blends sharp modern design with traditional Japanese elements, including a wooden bathhouse and a tea ceremony room. And somewhere out there floats a duck, a very large duck. With 20,000 square meters of forest surrounding it, the only neighbors of this glass oasis in Kita-Karuizawa are squirrels and rabbits. The best way to watch them is to sit by a traditional irori hearth. Like the rest of the house, the interior leans into wood and deep black tones, elegantly paired with marble in the bathing areas. There are 3 bedrooms, a sauna, and even a game room without a floor, because the entire space is covered by one massive sofa. The terrace is open enough to feel the forest, yet sheltered enough to avoid going to war with the bugs. We're just grateful Poseidon let us tour his place. Set along an empty stretch of coastline on Corfu, this estate spans a heavenly 1,050 square meters. To call it a villa would be an understatement, because it's actually 10 separate buildings cascading down a hillside. There's an owner's wing with a bedroom, a lounge, and a bathroom, plus a pool that feels as big as the Mediterranean itself. Not to mention a private gym, a yoga pavilion, endless terraces, a spa, guest bungalows, you get the idea. Apparently, Olympus has no spending limits. Not to be dramatic, but this is peak coastal living. Built from white stone and overlooking Pelikas, the villa is just a 5-minute walk from the island's heart, yet somehow still completely private. Inside, there are 5 full bedrooms, a sleek kitchen with a statement table, and a living room that flows directly onto the terrace. And then there's the pool, long, calm, and perfectly aligned with the horizon. That's all for today. Let me know in the comments which of these houses you'd want to live in. Honestly, I'd like to live in all of them. Now don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next one.